they were showing him like the harness, and they're like, so this is where the harness, grab this, you see this? This is where the harness, you pull this. And David's like, wait, so this one, not this one, right? No, don't use that one. That one, that one removes it. You need to grab this one for sure. So last night, David Blaine's Ascension went down, where he grabbed onto a bunch of helium balloons, went up to, I believe, 25,000 feet, which I think is almost 8 kilometers or something like that from memory. And then let go and jumped down, skydived, and landed. Amazing. David Blaine, loved it. If you watch my channel for any amount of time, you know I'm a huge David Blaine fan. So when this was about to pop, I stayed up last night till 4 a.m. watching and seeing what was going down. And here's the real deal, all right? Here's the real truth, all right? Let's talk some real shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to people in real life, and I've seen comments anywhere from raging from completely amazing, wow, so awesome, to completely fake, why is there no condensation in his breath? Because it's so high up, it must be freezing. How can he go up to whatever thousand feet? I think it was 6,000 feet without oxygen. People on Everest can't do it. Blah 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 blah. All right. So let's talk the real shit right now, right? The reality behind the stunt, okay? And I think what I'm gonna say might probably shock a lot of people, but I believe that this is actually quite a safe thing they did. I think it was pretty much no chance of it going wrong. Well, here's the thing, right? Let's just think from a logical perspective. If YouTube put all this money behind this project, yeah? They had high-level YouTubers, they had engineers for probably months and months and months designing everything. And do you think they would have gone ahead if they had any sliver of doubt that it would work? Do you think they would attach their name to a potentially catastrophic death of one of the biggest magicians in the world? Like, from that perspective alone, no executive would put money behind this, okay? So, from that, we can pretty much understand that it was a pretty simple, relatively easy thing to do, in the sense that I believe that David Blaine was probably, I wouldn't do it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying I would do it. I hate roller coasters, all right? Like, I can't even go on a roller coaster. So for me to skydive in the first place is insane. What I'm saying is that I think there's a lot of people in the world, professional skydivers, that would do this in a heartbeat without even thinking. Obviously they would practice and do all the prep required, but listen, his coach, David Blaine's coach that was helping him on the show, on the thing, is the guy that landed in a net. The guy that freaking jumped off and landed in a tiny net. You couldn't even see it from the top, with no parachute. He had zero parachute. If he screwed it up, he would have just went straight into the ground. So you're telling me that guy can't do this? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying with this video is that David Blaine's previous stunts have almost all of them been harder than what he just did now, okay? Which is the genius behind the man, okay? This is the genius behind the man. 3 days encased in ice, 40 days without food. What was the other one crazy? 3 days on a pillar. Getting shot, and he shot himself in the mouth with a bullet. I mean, all of these ones had such a potential to go absolutely haywire, almost drowned on live television. I mean, they had such potential to go haywire that those, I think, in my opinion, are way more dangerous acts and probably did more damage to David, to his brain cells, to his body, than anything that just happened, with this Ascension thing, okay? But David is such a genius at marketing and at making it seem like, increasing the drama and making it seem like it was anything could happen. The landing area, there's nowhere to land, dude. There's nowhere to land. Like, if you guys watch this live stream, there was like a whole bit on him going back and forth with the organizers and pretending like they were showing him like the harness, and they're like, so this is where the harness, grab this, you see this is where the harness, you pull this. And David's like, wait, so this one, not this one, right? No, don't use that one. That one removes it. You need to grab this one for sure. Like, this whole act of like This is the first time I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. Show me what I'm doing. Oh shit, where do I land? This whole that whole masquerade was obviously it was obviously just build up, because you're not gonna tell me, you're not gonna convince me, okay, that they had however many months, probably a year to prepare. And this is the first time he's putting on the harness. Okay, there's no way. There's no way you're gonna convince me of that, you know? So David's a genius at this. He's a genius. Like, even though I knew what was happening, I could see it. Like, while it was happening, I was like, oh my god, David is playing this so good. I was still like, I still had I still had nerves for him in a way. Like, I was like, oh shit, what if he's not able to put his parachute on when he's up there, and like all this stuff, right? The man's a genius. The man's a genius, right? So. But none of that was real, all right? None of the drama, none of the fake, like, oh, this is the first time I'm seeing the landing zone, so where do I go? So, wait, tell me again. So this is north, okay, so where am I going? I'm going right here. Like, dude, come on. You guys, briefed that before the whole live stream. Don't tell me that an hour before launch, you're deciding where, you know. And I understand the winds can change and all this stuff, but they definitely did a briefing before the live stream. Like, let's be real, okay? So, all of that, you know, and it wasn't fake. I mean, for all the people in the comments, I saw a lot of people saying that it was fake, that there was, there was no way for... This was a big one that it kind of made sense, you know, when you first hear about it, it kind of makes sense, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But when you really think about it, it doesn't. So one of the biggest criticisms from the conspiracy theorists out here, they were saying, well, how can he hold his breath at the same altitude as like Mount Everest, when people that climb Mount Everest need oxygen tanks? So let's take this little mental experiment. In fact, if you're watching this and you have any doubts, do it with me, okay? I want you to take a deep breath and hold it in, and then go for a sprint down the road, okay? And time how long you can hold the breath. And then later on, when your heart rate's back to normal, do the same thing, but hold your breath and don't move at all. Just lie there. Just like, in fact, maybe hang off something, you know, like just harness yourself into something and just hang off it. And tell me which one were you able to hold your breath for the longest on, all right? Now, my guess, and, you know, I'm not the smartest guy, you know, I'm pretty stupid, but my guess would be that the time when you're not moving, you actually can hold your breath longer. Now, why is that? Well, you see, muscles require oxygen, right? They convert oxygen into ATP or some shit, right? Some smart person can tell you in the comments, well, exactly what's happening, right? I'm stupid. I've already said that. So whoever biology major, types that shit in the comments. How does oxygen actually help the muscles run? But the point is that you need oxygen for your muscles to function, right? So if you're climbing Mount Everest and you've been climbing for maybe 3 days straight, especially, your body's exhausted, your muscles are fatigued, you're moving up the mountain and you're exerting yourself, so you're gonna need more oxygen. If there's less oxygen at that altitude, clearly, right, your brain's not gonna have enough oxygen, so then you become hypoxic and then you die. When you're hanging in a harness, you can get away with minimal oxygen, and what David was doing, if you watch the live stream, he was hyperventilating to regulate his O2 levels in his brain. He was basically just doing more breathing so that even though there's a lower amount of oxygen, there's more oxygen going to the brain, all right? And because his muscles aren't moving, he's able to function on much less oxygen than someone that is climbing Mount Everest needs, okay? That's the same way he is able to hold his breath for like over 10 minutes, or maybe, can't even remember, it was 15 minutes? What was the world record that he set? Because he doesn't have to move. If you add in if you make him swim while he's doing the challenge, that time will go down significantly. So there we go. Like, you don't need to really, you know, be a genius to figure that out. If you're not moving, you don't require as much oxygen. Plus, he was breathing heavily in order to increase the O2 levels in his brain so he doesn't become hypoxic and get drunk. O2, lack of O2 makes you kind of dizzy and drunk and impairs your senses. So you might just be like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, and then you never detach from the balloons and you die, right? That's the fear that they had. But, you know, David handled it. David did what needed to be done. And eventually he took out the oxygen. He realized that even the hyperventilating wasn't actually doing enough. He took out the oxygen, started going on the oxygen, and then put on his parachute while he was still attached, which is, again, why I think this wasn't actually that dangerous, right? He was still harnessed into the main rig when he was putting on his parachute. And even if he accidentally somehow dropped the parachute, they were talking about ways that they can regulate the balloons to make them come back down. It would be very risky, all the stuff, but at the very least, he wouldn't. Like, they had a lot of plan Bs. My take on this is that this stunt was actually not as scary, not as dangerous, not as harmful, not as insane that all the other stuff he's done in the past. However, the visual was amazing. It was cool as hell. You can't deny that. You know, I mean, 700,000 live viewers. I think it was like 760,000 live viewers at the highest peak. Dude, like on a live stream, 760K on a live stream? Dude, that's insane. Like, that's what I've been saying for the longest time, man. David Blaine is an expert at capturing a moment in time, okay? It's not about the magic. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's about the moment in time. Everyone tuned in, right? Everyone tuned in. That's the genius of David Blaine. Love the guy. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you thought it was fake. Let me know if you thought it was real. Let me know what you thought about the act. Was it dangerous? Was it not? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Leave your answer in the comments and I'll read every single one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.